It's been so long. Yes, I've been gone for a bit, but I've been working on something I love doing. That is launching a offline crash course in my city for A-level students. So if you live in Nasik, do hit me up. The reason why you're here, my name is Ria and I applied early to Cornell and I got deferred. As far as why I think I got deferred, I would say it was because I applied for financial aid, and knowing that Cornell is a need-aware school, that could have played into me getting deferred. But yeah, there's no way we could know for sure. But I think people like you watching could benefit from me reading my essays to get like a benchmark threshold of students who get accepted, deferred, and rejected. So that's what I'm here to do. Without wasting too much time, because I know this would be sort of long, let's get right into it. I just looked at the footage and I have a small disclaimer for everyone. While I'm reading, I have like this fake accent situation going on and I'm really sorry about it, but it's not me trying to sound cool. It is just my brain skipping little consonants and vowels so that it can read quickly, and it's quite evident if you pay attention, so please forgive me for that. Now go ahead, watch it. Sorry, I ruined the vibe. Hi, I'm back. Now, I applied for engineering at Cornell, so my essays would be revolving around that. So, Cornell has a very common prompt, and they call it the Any Person, Any Study writing supplement. This supplement is common across all majors that you apply for, just the word limit is different. So, for an engineering major, that would be, I think, 350 words. So Any Person, Any Study is basically the founder of Cornell had a vision that anyone should be able to study anything they want efficiently, if I'm summarizing that right. So it's kind of like you have to share your experience or why you think your thought process aligns with the founder. I'm reading from my PDF from Common App, and that tends to have shortened prompts. So I'm just trying to explain it in my own terms, but that was it. Now let's dive into my answer. Life subtly abides by the domino effect, a series of chain reactions yielding products, intentional or otherwise. My first reaction was in IIT Delhi. When representing my school in a national competition's final round, my ideal product, winning, eluded me. Fortunately, a byproduct didn't. CBSE officials, plus the Chief Minister of Delhi, explored upcoming changes in the national education policy, considering municipal schools with the finalists, unveiling the realm of educational equity to me. Why should students' status determine what and how they study? So, straight off the bat, I dived right into what I want this essay to be about, and that is educational equity. So, in this paragraph, I'm just talking about how it was introduced to me. The need for reform toppled the first domino, leading to the inception of Project STEAM, my pursuit to rekindle the lost passion of underprivileged students at the crossroads of STEM and arts. I meticulously crafted a hands-on curriculum incorporating science experiments supplemented by the arts. After about 3 months of beta testing this curriculum with hundreds of students at municipal schools, the increased enthusiasm, as evidenced by the growing number of raised hands in the classroom, quantified the impact created. The second domino then tipped. Reading heartfelt letters full of gratitude from students, I knew I couldn't just stop there. To achieve my ultimate goal of enabling any student to truly pursue any study. Now, this is where I name dropped or quote dropped the question so that I'm directly connecting to the founder's thought process. I'm just going to read that line again. To achieve my ultimate goal of enabling any student to truly pursue any study, the widespread adoption of such methods is crucial. Hence, I extensively analyzed the impact my project had to estimate the potential effects of this teaching approach, culminating in a research paper. The final domino was sharing my understanding with as many schools in my city, like casting a pebble into a vast pond, creating ripples that touch the lives of others. This project, now accessible to everyone, extends my drive and skills beyond the confines of my own narrative. So here I'm just going over the things I've done. Fortunately, this prompt was really in line with the stuff that I've done because my work with Project STEAM was honestly just to enable students who don't have the right access to STEM and enable them to study STEM the way I did. As far as the research paper is concerned, I'm going to link it down here if you want to go through the work I've done. Now, this is the conclusion. Marrying policy making with science, my passion stands innately interdisciplinary, seeking holistic development with neither facet left behind. I'm not just a seeker of such education for myself, I'm an advocate for everyone. STEAM is the very embodiment of Ezra's vision to make quality instruction accessible to all, contributing to a future of egalitarianism. My journey has equipped me with the outlook that I want to contribute to Cornell, setting others' dominoes in motion. So yeah, obviously with shorter essays, you don't have a lot of words to spend on analogies and metaphors, but I tried my best here, so yeah. So these are now engineering ones. The first prompt, and I have the full prompt here, so lucky for you. Describe an engineering problem that impacts your local community. This could be your school, neighborhood, town, region, or a group you identify with. Describe one of three things you might do as an engineer to solve them. So we were to talk about a problem and then 1 to 3 ways in which you could solve them. I tried to just stick to 1 or 2, I think 1, because it's a very short essay. I think this was only 250 words. So the shorter essays you don't have a lot of creative freedom with, I think. The inception of dam construction marked one of the earliest pioneering innovations. However, with their widespread use, they have now been identified as culprits responsible for disrupting the natural state of freshwater. Reading these back, I'm kind of cringed at some of the sentences I've written, but I guess that's how growth works. You improve and yeah. Innovation has consistently pushed the boundaries of nature, rendering it more unforgiving than ever. My school sits near the Gangapur Dam, which provides for the needs of the entire city. Every year, our school grapples with the monsoon floods that appear more aggressive than the last, causing panic. So how can we restore an uncompromised sense of security? For a material found in our very body, oxatics took rather long to be developed synthetically, but they're proving to be potent in many fields. Though this realm of oxatics remains relatively unexplored, their unique property of a negative Poisson's ratio, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but I'm just gonna Google it, holds the potential to fortify constructions against impacts with far-fetching implications. In short, I know this is kind of complicated because it has a bit of jargon. Oxatic materials are basically, if you compress them, they become thinner, and if you stretch them out, they become thicker, which is unlike any material we have, right? So they have plenty of uses, and I'm talking about how they can be used in construction. So let's move to how they can be applied to my school and the scenario with flooding. Oxatic composites exhibit remarkable energy absorption and damping characteristics, making them considerably resilient to shocks. Owing to their resistance to lateral impact, employing oxatics in the construction of perimeter walls could significantly enhance their ability to withstand substantial impacts without undergoing failure. In short, put oxatics in the compound walls. Even if the water hits them with shock, they can absorb much of the energy. Consequently, while the walls may not entirely prevent water from infiltrating the school premises, they will decelerate the currents and minimize damage to the infrastructure. This was my solution to the flooding problem, and now I have a small conclusion. While technology offers a path to security, such cases are far from ideal and can be entirely prevented through effective urban planning. As engineers, we must solve existing issues, but as reliable engineers, we must see them coming. Looking at the last essay that we have, this is a why Cornell essay in short. So basically, why do your interests align with Cornell's resources, people there? You have to focus on, again, 1 or 2 things that you find enticing at Cornell. In a grandfather's clock, the pendulum flawlessly creates an equilibrium between both sides to progress time. Such is the equilibrium of knowledge, gliding side to side between apt resources and inspiring collaboration to progress curiosity. This curiosity has a sway over my senses. During the summer break, I studied material science with Dr. James Shackelford, discussing basics like the Arrhenius relationship, structural properties, and thermally activated processes. It ignited more questions about the practical applications within the industrial sector, to satiate which I interned at a drill manufacturing company. There I conducted thorough studies on drill bit material properties, seeking ways to customize them to meet the client's needs. Now here in this paragraph, I'm only talking about my interests and how I've progressed this inclination that I have towards material science, right? Hence, the pendulum of knowledge swings first toward the Baker Group at Cornell, the ideal place to deepen my interest. Now, this Baker Group at Cornell have a lot to do with the structural properties of materials, which, like I said in my previous paragraph, I've been exploring that throughout my high school with interning at manufacturing companies to studying this course. That's something I've been doing. So directly connected it to the Baker Group, and obviously the one who would be the admission officer who's reading it at Cornell knows what the Baker Group does, so I'm pretty sure they should be able to link it directly to my interests. Facilities like the CCMR employ refined mechanisms like molecular dynamics simulations and nanoscale mechanical testing to assess the structural integrities of complex materials. It then swings to the side of collaboration. I am most eager to meet Dr. Kristen Van Vliet. This woman, I tell you, I have done my research and she's really impressive. Even in the face of significant head trauma, she not only recovered but ascended to the pinnacle of her field. Despite my initial reservations about biology, the paper about utilizing nanoparticles for cancer therapeutics as drug delivery opened my eyes to the immense scope of material science. So obviously I'm not a fan of biology. I dropped it after 10th grade. But this paragraph I feel like was quite raw, even though it has jargon. I'm just genuinely excited to meet this woman, and even though she's not exactly in line with my interests, and talking about how her work made me acknowledge and appreciate the scope of material science in other fields like biology. Now we have a small conclusion. Pendulum's oscillations appear perfectly balanced, but without the force of gravity, they would cease. Cornell Engineering's atmosphere serves as this force, allowing my pendulum of knowledge to sway between the Baker Group and professors like Dr. Vliet. The 3 supplemental essays that got me deferred, and I'm still waiting on my result. Fingers crossed, I'm hoping it works out. Even if it doesn't, I'm sure it's for the best. I just knew that in case I got rejected, I would never put these on the internet, and I didn't want to be at the point where I don't. Getting deferred at Cornell is also an achievement, and I should acknowledge that. So thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button because, yeah, why not? I'd be really glad if you could hit the share button. It really motivates me if my videos do well to make the further ones. And that said, do check out my A-level series and my study abroad series. And yeah, I shall see you soon, hopefully. Bye-bye.
Never met anyone quite like her.